You're listening to the Estate Plan Lady Show with Yvonne Dantzler, where we discuss all things regarding building and protecting your financial future.
This is the Estate Plan Lady Show. My name is Yvonne Dantzler and I'm located in California. Today's show is titled, How to Become a Chapter 7 Bankruptcy Petition Preparer, or a Chapter 7 BPP for short. Are you looking for a new career? A career that does not require months or years of training? Have you been told that you don't have enough education or experience? Or have you been told that you are overqualified or underqualified for a position because you have too much experience or too much education? I've been told the latter for lots of years now. Overqualified or overeducated. Wasting my precious time getting prepared for an interview just to be told that I'm a little too qualified or that they don't believe that I'll be around that long because of my experience. Maybe your reasonings for joining or to look for this business is for other reasons. Maybe you have a small family and your schedule won't allow you to do a regular 8 to 5 job. Or you won't be able to afford childcare. Maybe you're a full-time or a part-time student who needs to earn extra money while attending school. These are some of the examples of professional people like you that we train every day over at the Chapter 7 Bankruptcy Training. As long as you can adhere to the following guidelines, then we can definitely try to assist you. You just have to remember that this position that you're going for, this business that you're trying to get into, we are not attorneys. We are non-attorney bankruptcy petition preparers. We cannot give legal advice of any kind. Bankruptcy petition preparers are governed by the 110 of the Bankruptcy Code. Only a federal bankruptcy judge assigned to your case can make the final determination of what debts can be discharged. And also, we are a debt relief agency. We help people file for bankruptcy relief under the Bankruptcy Code pursuant to 11 U.S.C. Section 101, 12A of the Bankruptcy Code. So now, let's talk about it. Compare before you decide. Most states have no education or licensing requirements for bankruptcy petition preparers. This means anyone can prepare a bankruptcy petition. The only exception right now is the state of Arizona. So you would contact us for more information regarding that state as they have their own specific laws. Also, one of the things, you just have to be 18 years old. You have to, as stated before, you don't have to have any prior educational or licensing knowledge to do this. You just have to have the basics, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And if you can, come up with those basics, this can be the career for you. Okay? Now, first thing we're going to do too, we're going to go over disclaimer. That was part of the disclaimer we said earlier, and there's some more. That this course that we're teaching does not guarantee that you'll make any income. Every effort has been made to accurately represent this course and its potential. Even though this industry is one of the few where you can write your own check in terms of earnings, there is no guarantee that you will earn any money using the techniques and ideas in this materials. We do not purport this is a get rich quick, nor are we presenting you with an opportunity to get rich quick. We are not making any claims as to any income you may earn, nor are we responsible for income claims or promises by the users of our services. Success is an endeavor and is based on many factors individual to you. Earning potential is entirely dependent upon your person using the product, ideas, and techniques. We do not know your educational background, finances, knowledge, and various skills, prior experience, or time you can and will devote to the ideas and techniques we're going to teach you. Since these factors differ according to individuals, we cannot guarantee success or income level. Now, with all that being said, let's actually go into the show and really get into the bones of this, okay? Why do people file bankruptcy? There's a reason. Most people file bankruptcy because of either medical bills, finances, a loss of job, something critical happened in their life. A home could be underwater. There's a lot of reasons why people file for bankruptcy, okay? It is up to that person to determine if they need to file a bankruptcy, not you as a bankruptcy petition preparer. Your only job is to be educated on how to actually enter the forms, how to fill out the forms for the customer. But your customer has to be educated on what is going on as well. So that's another thing. Your customer just cannot come to you and just say, hey, I need you to file these documents for me. They need to understand what a chapter bankruptcy is. And there's steps that they have to take as well. So no problem. There are steps we're going to teach you that every person going through a bankruptcy, doesn't matter who they are, whether they have an attorney or whether they go through you, they still have to do those steps on their own. You'll even learn from this course that when you go to bankruptcy court, the bankruptcy trustee doesn't even talk to them. The bankruptcy trustee talks to, not your attorney, the bankruptcy trustee talks to the actual debtor. These are things that we're going to teach too as well. So, Chapter 7, Bankruptcy Petition Preparer or BPP. Who can become a BPP? As we stated before, generally you have to be over 18 years old. But there is no law that states, I didn't see that you have to be 18. But just in general terms, you have to be 18 years old to join this course. And anyone with the willingness to learn. You do not have to have any prior education, any prior knowledge to enter this course. Now, when is a good time to start? Only you can determine that. What are your finances? What do you do? Do you have a willingness to learn? Do you have a heart to help people? And also, do you have, there's also a confidentiality that goes on here. Are you one of these people posting on social media all the time? These are things you cannot do in terms of your business, because this business is of confidentiality nature. You have to keep that in mind too. Where can you prepare these documents? Where? You can prepare these documents in almost every state of the union, except for what we talked about, Arizona, as of this recording today. So I reside personally in California, but I can prepare documents in all 49 states. You just have to learn the districts, the areas, and then learn how much they charge. So this can be a nationwide business, or this can be a local business. You can actually just prepare documents in your state only. That'll bring in enough clients if you do everything right, if you market yourself right. You can pick 2 or 3 states. You can actually pick one particular area and make good money. You can pick your own area and make good money. It just depends on how you market yourself, the systems that you put into place. So all these things are up to you. So we talked about when is a good time to start. A good time to start is whenever you're ready. And where can you prepare the documents? Pretty much all 49 states. Now, if you reside in Arizona, naturally you'll have to go through their process. But you can also, if you're residing in Arizona, prepare documents in all 50 states as of the date of this recording. So there you go, even more potential for you. So why would you start this type of business? So there's a pros and cons to this. And this is what we're going to go over on this podcast today. I'm going to try to answer a lot of those questions. Pros. One of the pros that goes with this is the low cost to start this business. What if you started with a franchise? What if you opened a McDonald's? You'd be spending anywhere. We could even go and say maybe a Mary Maid or some other type of low-income franchise. You're going to be coming out the pocket anywhere from $5,000, $10,000 to $200,000 or $300,000. Could be $1 million if it's a McDonald's, depending upon the location. So there you go. So the training comes with that. You've got their logo, you've got their name, you're answering to them. That's the whole purpose of a franchise. You're paying into that name. You're paying into that reputation. There's a lot to do with that. So that's a pro for us is that it's low cost. This business currently right now, on the date of this recording, is on special right now for $499. And that's the training to teach you how to become a Chapter 7 Bankruptcy Petition Preparer. Also, you can look at it as too is multi-level marketing. If you join a lot of multi-level marketing companies out there, they're looking for you to continuously purchase their products or services in order to keep staying active within the company. So what are you doing? It depends upon what type of industry you're in. If you're paying into that company every month, what are you doing? You're actually helping them to prosper. and then you're still marketing their product just to try to get your money back. You're building an organization. There's a lot to multi-level marketing. I personally like multi-level marketing or network marketing in certain industries, but this is the cost we're talking about. You're talking about a one-time fee to start this company versus that, and that's what the conversation's about today. So that's a whole different podcast, a whole different conversation about multi-level marketing. I'm not knocking it, but just to do this type of business, there is no multi-level marketing involved, constant recurring costs involved. It's a one-time fee to train yourself. Now, what also is involved with that? You get your training. You're going to need your supplies. You're going to need a computer or access to one. You're going to need a phone, access to one. You're going to need a fax, an actual fax machine, or an e-fax. Okay, if you don't know what the e-fax is, look it up online. And email, materials, pen, ink, and definitely a printer if you choose to print these documents out in your own home. Or you can do this through your local office stores, office printing houses, okay? Marketing yourself. So we're still in the pros right now. Marketing yourself to the public. You're starting small because you paid into a low cost. You can start small via social media. Friends, family, if you're still working and it's okay with your employer, co-workers, if applicable. Car signs. You can do events, attend events. You can make flyers, postcards. You can hold meetings for free on Eventbrite, Facebook. You can do live FaceTiming now. You can do all these different avenues of marketing yourself. Referrals. Best thing ever. Ask for them. Even if you don't have clients yet. I lost 3 clients previously because I didn't let 3 of my friends know that I did this type of business. They had no idea I was preparing Chapter 7 bankruptcy petitions. They had went to other bankruptcy petition preparers, and one person had went to an attorney. Simple bankruptcy. So, whose fault was that? Me, not asking for the referral. And then, once again, time management. You control your time, you control your income, and then no employees. So you have no overhead to worry about. You pretty much can work this out of your home. You can actually go to the library, laptop. You can go to Starbucks. You can go to any place that has open Wi-Fi. So it doesn't have to limit you to the home. So if you're a traveling student full-time, you want to do this at school, just keep in mind that that Wi-Fi network is an open network. And when you're dealing with people's documents, that is an open network. So that's some things you have to keep in mind too. It's the reason why I prepare documents at home. I don't prepare them or either at my office, or I prepare them at home, or someplace with a closed Wi-Fi where I'm not, exposing people's information out there. Now, the cons of this business, okay? Since there is a small cost involved, it's not free. That could be a con. Could be a negative for some people. Well, $499, yes, $499. It's, as we stated before, on the pro to that. You could be in McDonald's. You could be buying into a franchise. You're buying into your own business, your own name, and you're buying into your own self. So what does this also do? It also has you to make you take this business serious. You'll take it serious because if you don't, you've just lost your investment. You're a one-person operation. So there you go again. This means you're in control of your destiny. Sometimes we get a little bit we can be scared, and we'll talk about that. Scared to get out there. Any of these things. We can talk about the scaredness, but just the sheer, you got to have that motivation to want to do it. And that's just it. The motivation. Here's another con to this business. Some people don't know you or trust you. A lot of it has to do with the misnomers that they hear out there from attorneys. A lot of attorneys talk negative about bankruptcy petition preparers, saying that you can do this, you can do that. All the negatives are out there. Just look it up. I'm not going to go into all that. Just look it up. It's out there. So my friend got hers done by so-and-so. All these different misnomers are out there, and that's true. So some people don't know you or trust you. So that's another con, a negative to the business. Some bankruptcy courts or districts that you prepare clients' documents for want to have full access to your social security number on file. As a bankruptcy petition preparer, one of the documents we need to do is we need to do a contract and it's on file at the bankruptcy court, letting the bank. It's pretty much their contract that you give to your clients to just adhere to the new rules. Prior to 2005, and we'll talk about that in a minute after we finish up all the cons, why this even came into place. So that's a good one. Some people don't want their full Social Security number out there for the courts. It's going to be on file. Your client is actually going to have it too, because they have to turn in that paperwork to the courts. Now, not all districts or locations want your full Social Security number on file, as some only require the last 4 digits. This is where this comes into the individual knowledge and training that you're going to get with each district. You have to learn the districts you're going to be working for. So, for instance, if you decide to do documents nationwide and you do them in the 49 states, every district has different rules. I reside in California, so there's different rules out here for every court, and there's different pricing, believe it or not. The maximum that you can charge all over the country is $200. I happen to be in a district where I can charge the maximum of $200. But the next district over, which is about 100 miles down the road down there, their maximum is $150. I cannot go over $150. That's their rules. You have to adhere to them. Now, out here in my district, we have to list our full Social Security number as a bankruptcy petition preparer. This doesn't bother me personally, and I'll tell you why it shouldn't bother you in a moment. But this is just some things that you have to look for. Keep in mind, when you're giving out your Social Security number, everybody is using your Social Security number for everything anyway. Your Social Security number is out there and it's pretty much exposed to the world in the first place. People use your Social Security number for things they shouldn't even be using it for identification purposes, when you're calling in to check on something. Anything, pretty much. So they're not supposed to do that anyway, but they do. So this is another thing. So, and this is how hackers get in and they get your information anyway. So that's something you have to, decide if that's what you want to do. I personally don't have a problem releasing my full Social Security number, and one of the things you can do if you actually want that protection is to get a protection, a protection firm out there that actually the credit firms that actually look after your credit. And if anybody tries to get anything on you, they automatically locate you. You know who these people are. If you don't, give us a call and we'll give you the name of the companies that are out there. Okay? So, once again, that doesn't bother me, because usually most of your clients that's filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, you also have their information. So it's not your client that you have to worry about. And then your full Social Security number is actually put on file at the bankruptcy court. Okay? So, that's more or less on file for them, for their knowledge, just in case you're a miscrupulous person like what started this whole kind of configuration for all these rules now. So the other thing is, you also may hear, you don't know what you're doing. I need someone experienced. I trust the lawyer. I heard that hiring a BPP, a bankruptcy petition preparer, isn't good. Some attorneys or people that have used attorneys have spooked them out. And if that's the case, then once again, that's not the client for you. You shouldn't have to spend multiple hours and time convincing someone of how good you are. Okay, so that's one of the things. So I went over the pros and the cons of all this, so that's pretty much what you have to look forward to. Now, the laws changed back in 2005. Before 2005, pretty much it was a lot of reasons. Anyone could file a bankruptcy pretty much, So on the bankruptcy petition preparer's end, prior to 2005, you could, actually before that, they actually created the law where you could not charge more than $200. And what was happening before that is it was basically to start putting a market, or start controlling pretty much the bankruptcy petition preparers, getting the unscrupulous ones out the field. What was happening is you might have went to a unscrupulous person and they charged you $400, $500 to prepare your documents. Then you paid your $300, whatever the dollar amount was to file, and that person would take your paperwork, your money, and they would never file, and they would just keep your money and run. So there was no way for anybody to track this person down, that kind of thing. So laws have changed since then, and so now with the laws, you cannot file your client's paperwork. You can only prepare the petition for them, print it out, and give that to them, or email them, or however you do it, and that's it. You cannot take any money to go down to court and to actually file the documents for them. Now, some districts may be different, but for the most part, it is a no-no. You're not to do that. So it's one of the things, and once again, it goes with you learning the district you're going to be working with. I can pretty much guarantee you that no district, I'm pretty sure, will allow you to do that anymore. So once you prepare that person's documents, you hand them their documents, and they are to go down to the bankruptcy court themselves and file with their own monies. Now, you're to collect your fee, which you charge them to prepare the documents in advance or once you're done, but that person is to take their own filing fee and to file their own documents. You're not to file those documents for them. Okay? So you can kind of see why, and then also the laws changed in 2005 too, because, as stated before, a lot of people were taking people's money, they were never getting it done, or they were doing it wrong. There was no way they could track these people down. So this is just a form of just keeping an eye and making sure that the people that are preparing these documents are doing them right. So this is not a bad thing for me. I kind of hate we can't charge more than $200 because our time is more valuable, and it's a lot of documents. Can be up to 80, 100 pages, depends on how much. But remember, a lot of this is just repetitive, the name, and everything is repetitive as you start. And as you train yourself and you get more often to documents, it's going to get easier and easier. The average document, I don't use any software, it takes me anywhere from 3 hours if I'm super rushing, which I'm not supposed to be, down to 5 hours. So usually the average is 4 hours because I don't use software right now. Currently, I just go on the bankruptcy district's website, I download their file, and I individually do it for my clients. So that's what I do. So for me, cost effectively, I still come out, on top, and I'll explain that too in a minute. So for instance, out here where I'm at, my local district, I can charge $200. Even if it took me 4 hours to prepare that document, 4 hours, it's a half a day of training, half a day of work if I went to an 8-hour job, I would be making $50 an hour. Where do you know you'd be making $50 an hour at? Please tell me. Consistently, once you get yourself marketed out there. So you don't have to do many returns to make a good income. So as you start building clientele, if you do people right, the word's going to be out there about you anyway. As long as you're following the rule of the law, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're not giving legal advice. If anyone comes to you with anything that just doesn't sound right, doesn't feel right, or you just feel uncomfortable, just tell them, I think you need to seek the services of an attorney. Now, most attorneys are very fair. They'll give them a free consultation. They'll answer their question. And at that time, if that person chooses to stay with that attorney and pay their fee, then let them do it. But a lot of times people have a question about something. It's just there. They go to the attorney to get it answered. And they might return back to you to get that thing done because it's like, okay, now I know what's going on. So it just depends. So there's also legal aid. They also, and also the actual bankruptcy courts themselves, some districts actually have free training and workshops. So a lot of people still don't know how to do those forms. They still go to those shops just to get the education, which they should be, and then they'll still come back to you. So it's still a win-win situation for people that have the Chapter 7 simple bankruptcies, things that they need to discharge and those things like that. So basically, in conclusion, this is where your patience, willingness to learn, and skill sets come into place. You'll be starting out slow. And then again, maybe not. Maybe you're coming from a career where you're already in this type of career. You're used to fast pace. You're used to typing documents, things like that. And you just need the knowledge. It's going to take some people no time. It's going to take some people a little while longer. If there's a petition that's too difficult, requires an attorney to look at it, or forces you to give legal advice, then you already know that's not the client for you to be assisting. And send them on their way. So, yeah, you're going to lose some clients, but you're going to gain a lot too. And then as you go on and you get good at this, there's other things you can also do too. I do multiple things. I just don't do Chapter 7 bankruptcy training. I do a whole lot of other things too. Or Chapter 7 bankruptcy petitions. I do a lot of other things too. So this is a lucrative business that you can definitely make money. It takes time. It takes a little bit of knowledge, but it can be done. So if you know someone, maybe this podcast today was just for you to get the information for a child of yours that's in college that needs the help, or yourself, or both. You can actually run this business as a team. You don't have to run it as, just an individual. So it can be a child and a parent. It can be husband and wife. It can be a one-person operation. Just know that, it's up to you what you want to do. And you can also do this under an attorney too as well. Although this really isn't the marketplace for it, you can actually market to some attorneys and just say, hey, I can do the bankruptcy petitions for you. That's between you and them to work out. A lot of them don't have time, or they don't want to hire, in-house people. So they'll just pay you the straight, whatever you come together with, $200-$300, because now you're working under the authority of an attorney. Without being his employee, you're still under his or her umbrella, and that's something you and them would work out. But that's another avenue too, as you get good at this. So, or down the road, you can actually go and work for an attorney as, a paralegal, a bankruptcy paralegal. So there are things that you can do with this that's just awesome. It just doesn't have to stop here. So just wanted to do a quick podcast just to let you know about this business, this industry. And if there's any other questions that we can answer, definitely give us a call. Give us a shout out over there at 909-440-8617. Once again, 909-440-8617. And once again, I am your host, the estate plan lady herself. I'm Yvonne Dantzler, and I actually train on how to become a Chapter 7 Bankruptcy Petition Preparer. And I want to also thank our sponsors today of Future Foundation Maintenance. They actually have been a part of this, and I really appreciate their help with this. So Future Foundation Maintenance out there in Southern California, and really want to thank them for their assistance on this. But once again, reach out to us at 909-440-8617. Right now, the Bankruptcy Petition Preparer Course is $499. It'll stay locked in till about mid of 2017. Could be a little sooner. We haven't made up our minds yet, and we're going to go from there. So give us a call, 909-440-8617. You can also visit us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Chapter 7 Bankruptcy Training. Once again, www.facebook.com/Chapter 7 Bankruptcy Training. You can also visit us on www.facebook.com/Estate Plan Lady, ESTATEPLANLADY, no dashes. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Estate Plan Lady Show under our Chapter 7 Bankruptcy Training. Thank you.